Welcome back to Oakfield Farm for episode 4 with me, MrSealyp. Well, as if the wacky world of Oakfield Farm couldn't get any more crazy or busy, I have been inundated with contracts. I've been inundated with subscriber jobs. Lots of lovely people. Word has spread around the countryside far and wide that MrSealyp is here in residence, and everybody wants jobs doing, and it's wonderful. I love it. I'm not going to be able to do all of the jobs, unfortunately, but I'm going to try and do a few. I have been busy since the last episode anyway, as you can see by the state of the Massey Ferguson and the plough. I have. Let's have a look. And we'll go to growth. So, field 13 is now ploughed. I have also ploughed field 9, ready to put grass in. That's been done. Both of them, if I take that off, have been sprayed. Sprayed. They've both been sprayed and they are ready for crops to go into the ground, which is great. Here's the other thing. I have been given a contract. This is the first one I'm taking on board. There's a couple to be getting on with, I'll be honest with you. This is from AJ. And AJ works for the Gloucestershire Crisp Company, Gloss Crisps. Hand-cut, hand-cooked British potato chips. Now, they have offered me, and it's a really good deal, I have to say, if I can provide them with 300,000 litres of potatoes towards their crisp factory, they will give me in return 25 dairy cows and a solar panel to help with my greener eco-friendly dairy setup. I wasn't intending, I was going to go sheep to start off with, but that's actually quite an enticing deal. It does say on the email that I received that it will give me a chance to use the roper equipment and stuff if I wanted to. It says, we will rent the field for you and any machinery to plant and harvest the crop. We will then collect the potatoes from your shed and take them to our facility. So, field 6, as you can see over here, it has been fertilised. It has, if I go back one, got some growth in it. It has got potatoes in. So that field 6 belongs to the Gloucestershire Potato Crisp Company. So what will happen is when that's ready to harvest, they will supply me with a harvester. I will harvest that. I don't know if I'm going to get 300,000 litres off that. The other weird thing though is that field 20 is showing us potatoes, but when you go over there, it says there are no contracts available. It shows the potato texture like it's been put in the ground, but if I go across now to growth, it's showing as harvested. So I'm baffled by that. It's not showing a harvested field, so I'm not sure. That one's a bit weird. I don't know if I don't think they own that field. Just field 6. So that will be a contract I will be working on. I do need to negotiate whether or not they need the full 300,000 litres before I get the cows and the solar panel, or do I send them some of it and get some? I don't know. That I've got to negotiate, but that's one contract. Second contract, Barris, my good friend Barris, has been appointed as shop manager down at the machinery store, and there's another deal situation going on there. Now, Seven Springs serves a lot of different foods made from various different crops. They have a variety of suppliers, but all of them are from other towns. So David wants to figure out a way to purchase in-house. So I think they want me to produce stuff. Now, the knock-on effect of that is, because Barris runs the machinery shop, they are prepared to offer me a discount on machinery. This is the narrative. I don't want people messaging saying, how do you get a discount? Discounts will appear randomly, but what he's saying is, if, for example, I supply them with 30,000 litres of corn, I get a £30,000 discount off of a machine. But I can only go up to £100,000 discount in any season. It's very complicated, but We'll get there. So I've got a couple of things on the go at the moment. So with AJ from Gloucestershire Crisps and Barris down at the machinery store, I've also got Jonathan, but we'll get on to that later. Jonathan needs canola, about 100,000 litres of it. I think they're making rapeseed oil, so they need 100,000 litres of canola. That I'm going to kind of gradually get to different things as and when I can. I've been talking way too much. I need to clean this machinery just to get you up to speed as to where I am and what's been going on. The plough worked brilliantly. Good thing is I don't need to cultivate yet, which is also very good because my seeder doesn't require cultivation. I can do it straight up to ploughing. And I was also, it's a fair comment actually, it's something that didn't even dawn on me. I replaced the New Holland round baler with the Massey Ferguson round baler, and someone did comment to say, you must be mad if you think you're going to do round bales on Oakfield Farm. It's incredibly hilly and you will spend the entire life chasing bales down hills. That's a good point and something I hadn't thought of. Now, I can always bale across. Of course I can. I could bale across the fields and hopefully they wouldn't roll away. So now I'm considering whether or not a round baler was a good option. Whether I should have gone for a square baler. Now, I was also told, or it was suggested, that I should, because it's Oakfield Farm and stick with, in keeping with the map, just do bales and not store anything in the silo. Problem with that is the amount that cows and animals will need with a 200 bale limit on console. I can't produce enough bales to keep them going through the season. That's why I have to put some loose. That's why I put the forage and chip silo there, because some, it just has to go loose. There's nothing I can do about that. Now, there is seeding that needs doing. There are other things that need doing, but as you notice, the money has gone down rather dramatically on the right hand side. There is another reason for that. I'm going the wrong way. I need to go this way first, then go the other way. What I am going to do is buy field 14, which I said I was thinking of doing, and I am. I've moved a bit of machinery around just to kind of tidy up a little bit and make it a little bit easier for me to remember where things are. Yeah, if I go, it's only just up here, isn't it? I suppose I could have walked, really. Now, with all the ploughing that went on, this has used so much fuel. Right, so field 14. This is a nice size field. Shouldn't have any problem. Well, what I will do... 71,000. Whoa. Again, no, I'm investing in the future of the farm to 49,000. But that's our field now. Field 14 belongs to Oakfield Farm. It belongs to Sir David. I mean, technically I do have a share in it, but... so this field will need to be sprayed, because I need to get a good yield off the grass. That's going to be a definite. Now, the other reason why my money had gone down rather dramatically is where we're going to go and have a look at next. I have purchased and had installed the Jenz static wood chipper. I always forget it. The Jenz HE 700, is it? 700 STA, I think it's that. 72,000 to install. Now, price of timber at the moment is good. Wood chips is good. And like I said, I'm going to do it to make money for tractors, for upgrades, not tractors, for upgrading the tractors, for paying for fertiliser, seed, workers. I may at some point do a little bit more of it to earn enough money to maybe buy some bits of machinery, but we'll see how we get on, because I'm very aware now I've used up a big chunk of money. So what I'm going to start off doing is cutting down some trees just to pay for the wood chipper itself. Once I've covered the cost of the wood chipper, then I'm going to do a little bit to get enough money to upgrade the tractors, and then we'll go from there. I'm aware I need seeding doing too, so I'm going to do a little bit of it, and then I'll come back and we'll do some seeding and so on. I'll leave that open for the time being. don't think they're going to be very happy with me, but... and we'll head out to the forest. Done it again. I've turned the engine off. Why do I keep doing that? So, I need field 18. Yeah, this one just here. I need to cut across field 18. And we'll head over to the wood chipper and a bit of forestry I'm going to do. I've only got a chainsaw. This is all hand done stuff to start off with. Oops. That was careless. Never mind. Now, something which is a little bit contentious before I start doing this. Yesterday, Thursday, the old Slovenian farm map came out by Whiteboard Modding and Black Sheep Modding. And I love Black Sheep Modding, and obviously I've got the jet wash, the wash station here from Whiteboard Modding and Black Sheep Modding. And I was going to do a first look on it, so I went on, had a bit of a drive around, familiarising myself with the map, work out where things were. And I've never done this before, and I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm not going to do a first look on it. Not yet. I'm going to wait for an update and see if there is an update. And I've said this countless times, I don't like criticising modders, map makers, mod makers. I always try and find the positives. I always try and look for what's good about it. Even if there are negatives, I try and put it in a kind of positive way. I was disappointed. I went around the map looking for various different things, and I found quite a lot of errors. I don't know. Loads and loads of trees floating all over the place. Gates without gate posts. Fences with barbed wire that was just hanging, like 3 prongs of barbed wire hanging out onto nothing with no fence post on the end. A few bits, when you looked on the actual map, the roads that you were driving on weren't actually on the map. It didn't show up on the map. And I don't know. It just didn't seem finished. I know it sounds awful, and I don't know if that's in it from it going into Giants and it being whatever they do to them and then coming out the other end. I don't know if it was just a glitch with the fact that when I installed it didn't install correctly. I don't know, but I just didn't feel like if I did a video on it I could do it justice without pointing all those things out. And I know it seems ridiculous now because I've just pointed all those things out, but I don't know. I feel bad saying it, but I know a few people were asking when you're going to do the first look, and I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off. I do want to do one, but just not yet. That's all. I know it sounds terrible, but as you can see, I've been over here already, and I've made a bit of a start. These weren't me. These are already here. But there are a few stumps here. There's one there. Well, this one, the tree's still here. I did cut a couple of trees down. Where are the stumps gone? I didn't bring a stump grinder over, so they've got to be here somewhere. Anyway, what I started doing, I bought myself a McCulloch, I think it was. Yep, got myself a McCulloch chainsaw, very nice indeed. And what I started doing was chopping this one up, so I chopped it down. As you can see, the little lines every now and again. I tried to chop it into chunks that could be lifted, like so, and then I can just sling them straight in, like so. Now, each tree at the moment is working out at about, what did I work out? The taller one's about 8,000 maybe. Small one's about 6, I think. It's difficult because I normally use a Scorpion King for doing this kind of thing. Normally you can do like a whole tree straight off the bat, and you get the price in one go. Obviously doing it this way, it gives it to you in smaller chunks, because I'm throwing it in smaller chunks, although that's something like that. There we go. But the money is going up, and it is making a difference. And like I say, this isn't logging how I've done it on the Valley of the Old Farm, Scorpion King, and just blitzing through a forest at a terrifying rate of knots. This is a little bit more kind of sedate and laid back logging, I think is probably the best way to describe it. That was a bit odd with the branch on, didn't quite get all that off. But it's not bad money. So I'm going to do a little bit of this. Like I say, I want to pay for the wood chipper, the fact it's here, which was 72. And I was a little bit towards that already because I'd already done a bit. I think about 10,000 into that. Once I've paid it off, then anything I make over above that, I'm going to be upgrading the Massey Ferguson and upgrading the Fent. And then we'll kind of go from there really. Like I say, I do need to do some seeding, but for a little while I'm going to do a bit of this. I find it very therapeutic. I've said there's quite big bits on it. I find it quite therapeutic. Now, that being said, and I know I've just said that about black sheep modding and white ball modding, but on the horizon, I posted a video onto my Facebook channel from their channel, is that they've got the new wood chipper, what do you call it? The hook lift attachment. So it goes on the hook lift vehicles, and it's like a flatbed with wood chipper and an arm that goes and feeds into a trailer. But the flatbed, this conveyor belt bit, is about 3 times as wide and about this length and half again. It's a brilliant bit of kit. I'm looking forward to it coming out and using it. I didn't remember cutting this whole tree up, but I must have done. I know when I did it and I saved the game, because I've come back onto another save game, I was worried that the trees would either disappear or they wouldn't be cut, or... But bearing in mind, I was on, what was I on, 40 something, wasn't I? This is one tree and I'm up to 55, nearly 56,000. So, I can make a bit of money doing this. Not on that bit. Oh, there we go. Not a huge amount, but I'm going to make a bit of money. And that's the point. I want it to be... Oh, hang on. I was far more productive than I thought. I must have been incredibly tired. Must have been late when I was doing this, because I don't remember cutting these many bits up, but I must have done. In some kind of zombie-like state, trudging through the undergrowth, cutting up trees. Yeah. Now, like I say, there are loads of different ways of doing this. You know, loads of different bits of machinery. You can get log grapples for telehandlers. You can get log forks and log grapples for front loader attachments for your tractors. You could use a wheel loader and cut the trees down into chunks and then pick up massive amounts in a wheel loader. If you look at the length of this from here to here, you're probably looking at maybe a 2 metre cut length. You might get away with 3 metres. If you got 3 or 4 logs at a time and came in from the side, you can drop them on and it'll feed them through. And I also know a lot of people don't like this wood chipper. They don't like the concept that you're chucking stuff in there and you're being paid, but where are the wood chips going? It's kind of... It's chopping them up, take them through, what does it, burn them, heat them, what does it do in this section here that they suddenly vanish and you get money? I get the concept, I really do. I've just found for making money, this works very, very well. I could have got another wood chipper. I could be piling up wood chips, taking them off to sell. Actually, now I'm kicking myself because I should have done that really. But I know this is a constant price, a consistent price. It doesn't really fluctuate now. Let me just check this. Did I do this one? Or was this going to say too heavy? There we go. I didn't chop this one. I can actually cut some trees up. Right. Yeah, you get a constant price. So that's another reason why I like doing this. Problem is when you start doing wood chipping with wood chips, as soon as you run a few through to sell them, the price drops, and then yeah, it becomes a kind of, is it worth doing them still? I'm just very aware, looking at the weather, that or potentially wasting today and tomorrow, which are good weather days when I could be seeding. So this is just a proof of concept, just to show you, this is what I'm doing. This is where the money did go. It is here. It hasn't vanished. This is the place where I put down. I'm going to do a little bit every now and again to pay back the money for this, and then I'm going to get a bit done on the vehicles. Obviously the thinner the tree, the longer the pieces can be because they're not as heavy, but that's not a problem either. I did think about getting the old the Sampo Rosenlew tree cutter, but I could never get on with it. The trees that would cut were too small. It didn't have the flexibility of the Scorpion King either, which is a pity. But it just wasn't. I wonder if I can get that whole bit. Let's see. Yes, I can. Excellent. Right. So I'll get this one in, and then what I'll do, I'll go back over. Like I say, I just wanted to show you, I'm on the woodland that's in the centre. If we go onto the map again, I've come from, where are we? I've come from Oakfield Farm, which is just here, down through the village, or down the back of the village, back of the church, up here, across field 18, just there, into this field, down here, and I'm on this forest, this strip of forest here. There's not a lot here, but there'll be enough to make a little bit of money. I'll zoom back out again. Obviously there's the forest over here. I had a look over there. There's one at the top of the map, but I thought, you know what, it's close to the farm. I can do a little bit there and clear this area. So that's where I'm at the moment. I'm going to finish this off, and then, like I say, we'll get back over to the farm. Let's get the seeder going. I need to get some seeds in the ground. I need to decide on what crops I'm going to put in the ground. Get on the phone to Gloucester, or Gloss Crisps, and find out what the deal is there, what's happening with the field at the top of the map, whether they own it or not, and if they do, has it got a crop in it? If they do they want me to put a crop in it? You know, because I think getting 25 cows and the solar my mind's gone blank, solar panel and a solar thingy, getting a solar thingy would be very, very helpful. Getting the solar panel would be very, very handy. So there we go, that will do. I will need to come in here at some point and grind these stumps out, but that will come later. Let's just get that in there, and that will do for the time being. I've played a little bit back. Now the problem is, I can't remember where I put the seeder. It started off in this barn here, but in moving everything around, as you'll see, I put the harvester away because I'm not going to need that till autumn, so I thought I'll get that out of the way. That was fun, getting that in there. I hate those. Tractor, front end in, hook it up from the front, you can guide it much easier. That's how I got that in there, but anyway. So the seeder was in there. I'm racking my brains now thinking, what did I do with it? Oh, the other thing was, that was mentioned, which is not a bad idea, but I just bought that, but anyway, is the whole mowing setup. And it was suggested that that squeaking sound is farm dog playing. I'm not squeaking, it's not me. Was in, is it mowing technology? It might be miscellaneous. If I go across, no. Oh, maybe I haven't got it installed at the moment. Part of the Black Sheep Modding Massey Ferguson Old Generation pack, there's the is it the 875 cut? The mower windrower thing that I used on the Golden Days of Farming. I could use that. That's got a 5.4 metre cutter bar, I think it has. I could use that instead of this, but I haven't really used this setup before with the side mower. So I'll give that a go first. We'll see. I might end up buying one. I don't know. I will get on some seeding at some point. Weirdly enough as well, it showed on Farming Simulator website yesterday that as part of the whatchamacallit, what's my mind's gone blank. Yeah, there was an update for Oakfield Farm. When I went on to the mod hub, it wasn't showing as an update. As part of the update, it said that the silo had been increased from 100,000 litres to 500,000 litres. Now I don't recall doing an update, no. And it's weird because it was showing on Farming Simulator website on PlayStation 4 mods as being an update, but then in the mod hub the update wasn't there. So, I'm still looking for this seed, aren't I? So yeah, don't know about that. That's still saying 100,000. But at some point, there we go. Thought it was in this one. Brilliant. So let's probably better if I look that over that shoulder. It's been quite tight actually. Not perfect, but it will do. Right, okay, so question is now, what am I going to seed? Because field 3 that I bought over here has got wheat in it, so I'm going to get some straw swaths but not a huge amount. I'll get my grass and my hay because I've got field 10, I've got the cow pasture, I've got the sheep field. 14 I've just bought. 13 needs something in it. 9 needs grass and 34 needs something in it. So I'm thinking. Maybe soybean. Get myself a bit of money. Because the wheat I could probably sell to Barris over at Seven Springs. And that will give me a discount on vehicles because it's not the wheat I need the straw swaths for bedding. Because I'm not intending doing pigs at the moment, so that will be alright. So I'm thinking up on this bigger field here, maybe soybean, and on field 34 maybe OSR canola, because Jonathan wanted some oilseed rape. Oh, maybe. This definitely needs upgrading. This does struggle a bit on some of the hills. These hills are steep. So, let's pop outside, shall we? I can't remember the last time I used the horse... Oh, the cover's still open. Whoops. Right, so I'm set on wheat at the moment. I want to be on soybean. Oh, hang on. Ground temperature. Can I do soybean? I can't, can I? I've just suddenly realised. I'm saying, yeah, let's start seeding. Wheat needs to be 5 degrees. Oh, what? I can't do anything. Because the ground temperature is only 2. Well, that's a frustrating one. I wonder, is it worth trying? Will it let me? I mean, it might just sit in the ground. It won't start to germinate or anything yet. No, I've got that set on grass. Soybean. Let's turn it on. Drop it down. So I'm running a risk now of it not growing, but... Fingers crossed. It's letting me put it in the ground. This is a big gamble if this doesn't work. It should do. We are seeding! Hooray! And this is still a big field. It's going to take a long time. This is not a big seeder. And that's the dilemma. I've also had a few comments left by people saying Oakfield Farm, you know, it works on the medium-sized equipment. It looks good, it fits. But the field sizes are big enough that you could get away with using bigger equipment. Larger seeders and things like that would make life a lot easier, And they would, but I'm still in my mind thinking, realistically, on this type of terrain, on these size fields, would you be using massive? I don't know, maybe you would. I don't know for definite. Whoa. Okay, so I'm thinking then. How's that? Maybe start from the. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by a farm dog, I'm thinking that maybe then going across the field rather than up and down it, because like I say, without that horsepower increase it still might struggle I think, but going side to side, if I start at the top of the field and come down, then I shouldn't have too much of a problem. So I think I'll do these two strips and I'll go to the top of the field, start at the top and go across the field side to side. That might work a little bit better. That might be a better idea, I think. Nod your heads if you agree. I'm trying to convince myself here. Yeah, that should work. I don't tend to use the ridge markers when I'm seeding. It's not something I've ever really... I think I've done it maybe once or twice. That works a lot better and is a lot more useful if you're doing this in cab. If you're doing it in cab, just line up the nose of the tractor then on that line from the ridge marker and away you go, but I haven't really bothered when I do it from outside. Well, fingers crossed on this then. So even now, just this incline up this bit is struggling. Do a little bit there. And a little bit of wheel slip there. Turn it off. Get the old cruise control on. And let's get rocking and rolling. This is going to take a while. And we'll go over to 34. I suppose the other option is if I do a little bit of logging, maybe just to buy another field, I don't know. There's no point in getting the cows yet, I can't put them in there because I've got nothing to feed them. Unlike pigs where you can buy pig food, you can't buy straw bales or you can't buy any bales. So until I can cut grass, make hay, get a crop to get bales, I can't do much about that. I did see a comment left and it was a clever idea. I did like it, I have to say. If a bit sneaky. I think it might have been Golf Cart Jockey. I think it was Golf Cart Jockey. Saying that if you're going to do seasons, start the map, harvest some stuff, cut some grass, get it all done, then turn seasons on, and then you've already got some crop and stuff, you've got things ready for your animals straight away. It's a clever way of doing it. I hadn't thought of it like that, because then you can almost simulate the fact you're not starting fresh, you're starting in a new year, so you would have stuff left over from the previous year in theory. Again, it's a narrative, it's whatever you want to play with really, however you want to do it. But I like that, it's a good idea. I honestly genuinely mean this, I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled by the response. I had a few ideas put forward to me on the Valley of the Old Farm, and I've got a few that I've got in the pipeline. I had a few when I did the West Coast, quite a lot on the West Coast, and on the olden days of farming, but I have been inundated on this map with ideas. And that's not to say, A, don't stop sending them in, but B, if I get flooded with them, I can't do all of them. So if I don't do yours, please don't be offended. It's really kind of what fits the narrative of what I'm doing. And like I've said before, some of them are a little bit bonkers in that it would require so much. I just can't do it. Playing on a normal game without seasons on, you can do a lot more. You're a lot more flexible. With seasons, you can't. You are constrained by the fact that you can get one crop out per season, depending on the geo. I know you'll have people saying, yeah, but if you run this geo or that geo, you can do 2 crops a year and that kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely agree. And there are new geos coming out regularly, which is quite, I say regularly. There's been the 2, the Northern Italy one, and the new one was, mine's gone blank, it begins with a B. Doesn't matter, it's in the mod hub, you'll see it. But yeah, there are all different geos you can use to adjust the weather patterns and various different things. So what I think I might do is run a strip down and then drive back up, only because I've got myself a bit of turning space. So what I'm going to do now is continue, get this field done, and then we'll move on to the next job. I might do a bit of a time lapse, who knows. I'll see you at the end. So I'm up on the top of the hill at field 9. This is the field that everyone has suggested gets grassed. Field 13 is just over the ridge that way. The farm is down the hill that way. The B&B, the old post office, is down the hill that way. So this field is going to be grassed now. The reason a lot of people have suggested you grassing it, this is very narrow. The entranceway and gate, it's not a double gate, it's a single gate. Getting vehicles, trailers, seeders, all various different things in here is quite tricky. Not impossible. And realistically, I'm in two minds at the moment, because I got in here fine with the seeder I've got, But harvesters, that's going to be a whole different ball game. Seeders, no problem. Harvesters, you're going to really struggle unless you bring the harvester in and then you have a tractor towing the header trailer. But even then, it's going to be a struggle. So this is now going to be grassed. But we've come to the end of another episode. I know it doesn't seem like we're getting very far, but this is the you know, the day to day. This is getting the farm ready. We're in spring, we're preparing things. This is what's happening. And like I said on the Valley of the Old Farm, all of a sudden when things start to kick off, there's so many jobs you just don't know which one to do first. At the moment we're just happily plodding our way through and getting our jobs done. I need to change that to grass. We'll get this seeded and it gives us another grass field, so we shouldn't have any shortage of grass or hay at all, and we can make silage bales if we want to. So whatever way I look at it, it's a win-win. Although I've just realised I'm very low on seed and fertiliser, so I'm not sure how much I'll get done. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.